Good afternoon. It's Michael here with your special weather briefing for the winter storm coming up this weekend. We're still expecting significant impacts for portions of our forecast area starting later tonight through the weekend. Dangerously cold temperatures and wind chills are expected during and following this winter storm event. Again, like we have been saying, a major winter storm is expected to bring significant extreme impacts to portions of the area starting late tonight through Sunday. So it's going to be a long duration event. Two main waves of precipitation will occur with higher amounts with the second wave on Saturday night into Sunday. So what we mean by two waves is that there's not going to be a break in between them. It's going to be a period of heavier precipitation. Then you might have lighter precipitation where you might get more glazing and things of that nature, a very light precipitation. And then as you get into Saturday night into Sunday, the intensity ramps up. So there could be some higher amounts with that second wave Saturday night into Sunday. Primary precipitation types will be freezing rain and some sleet, especially in areas to the northwest with that second wave or that other intensity where that colder area has a chance to push in a little bit more. You might get some sleet across southeast Arkansas, northeast Louisiana, and across portions of the Delta. We expect severe power outages and hard travel. Significant and long lasting impacts are expected for a good portion of our forecast area. Dangerous cold is expected this weekend into early next week. Areas can see temperatures below freezing for 2 to 4 days. So it's going to be very cold with lows in the teens and even some single digits. So we are worried about the cold as well. So things that have changed since we talked to you yesterday. All right. You see this red area. We are more getting some more information. Think that this area down through here towards Natchez and Winsboro uh, and these parishes in northeast Louisiana will be into the significant area. So if you live in these red areas, please prepare for um, an ice storm. Okay. And then also you see that we have pulled out the areas of the pine belt as well too. So we're expecting more rain to happen up here and more down here. We're expecting more rainfall. And there could be a brief changeover, but not enough to cause hazardous travel conditions. Okay. So what I wanted to say is you see Metro Jackson is in the orange and hugging that red and orange. I want to tell you that if you live along these boundaries, don't worry about these boundaries. If you live adjacent to the red, you're along these boundaries, you might as well consider yourself in the red. Okay, so Jackson metro area, go ahead and start preparing for uh, numerous power outages across the metro and portions down through here in between the Natchez Trace along the Natchez Trace in points west and north. Prepare for a significant winter storm or ice storm, please. We want you guys to have everything in order. You have time to get that as well. So here's the only earliest reasonable time. Southeast Arkansas and the North Delta and portions of the extreme northeastern portions of um, Northeast Louisiana is going to start later on this evening. Okay, so have your stuff in order this evening. As we get into tomorrow in this area, have your stuff set by tomorrow afternoon. For the Jackson metro area in orange down towards Brookhaven, it'll be in the evening time on Saturday. After evening, we expect conditions to start to deteriorate. So have your stuff together before Saturday night. And then other areas further to the south and east, have your stuff together before Sunday morning, okay? So you still have time to get your things in order. You're gonna have time today, and portions of the area have time for us tomorrow. You're gonna have a long period of rainfall across some areas where it says until afternoon Saturday. It's gonna should be rain most of the time until that time. So you still have time to move around, especially in the areas with the orange, yellow, and some of the red. You still have some time to get preparations. Okay. Again, this uncertainty area is has the most uncertainty, so it can be subject to some of the highest potential of error and most frequent forecast adjustments. Okay, temperatures here will be near freezing. The longest with the longest in the front slow to move. This will cause dramatic differences in impacts across short distances. Where the line actually sets up will largely dictate these outcomes. So, like if you had that orange and red line transverse the city of Jackson, it could see like Hines County could get up to a quarter to 2 inches of ice. Something crazy could happen across Hines County. And then as you go over to Rankin County, you may not have that much ice. You might be into the rain the entire event and only get a glaze of ice. So that's what we're talking about. It could be something very, very abrupt where one side of the county gets something, the other side of the county doesn't get a thing. Okay, so that is what we're worried about. That's why we have this Natchez trace zone uh, with the uncertainty, because you could be on the wrong side of this line and get a significant ice storm that you may or may not have prepared for. So that's why we're telling everybody, prepare now, get your stuff in order, have your heating sources, have your food in order, have everything, be ready to shelter in place for a couple of days. One other caveat that we like to throw in is on Sunday morning, this is the probability of winds gusting over 20 miles per hour. This is near 100% across the Delta, southeast Arkansas, and northeast Louisiana. And if we have those power lines that are heavy uh, and trees that are heavy, you start moving and creating stress on them when they're heavy, they could come down quicker. So that could cause more down trees, more power lines, and more significant power outages. So please be ready for that. That starts mainly Sunday morning between 6 and 10 a.m. As the front really kind of pushes in. So please be prepared for that. Here's our current watches and warnings. As you can see, we have expanded our ice storm warning to include lots of areas down through the northeast portions of Louisiana. And again, like I was telling you, this area with Claiborne, Adams, down towards Natchez, you guys will probably be added into the ice storm warning at some point here in the next day or so. It's due for the lack of, it's a timing issue. So if you live adjacent to this deep purple, okay, you live in a county adjacent to it, consider yourself in the purple. So Madison County, Hines County, consider yourself uh, prepping for a major winter storm. Down towards Natchez, Adams County, Claiborne County, prepare as if you're going to get this ice storm warning. And then as that affects and as it goes through, Rankin and Hines and so forth, be prepared, because as that line starts to creep closer, it could be an impact for you as well. And these watches as well could be extended to include portions north of Meridian down to Hattiesburg. It just depends on how everything sets up. So dangerous cold is going to be another factor that we worry about. It's going to be cold after this. So any ice and accumulations and things of that nature that happens will stick around. We're talking about wind chills below zero across the north in the single digits. Highs freezing are going to be below freezing for several days. So extremely cold. Please prepare yourself for the cold as well. So here's the probability of a quarter inch of ice or more. This is where a quarter inch is our winter storm warning criteria. And you can see that we have probabilities all the way down through Jackson, through Natchez, 30 to 40%, up to 100% and 80% up through the Delta of getting a quarter inch or more. And you see where these probabilities are 40, 24%. If you go next, and this is the probability of a half inch, you still have a 13% of seeing a half inch. So that's still significant. And notice how it lines up against that Natchez trace where we have that greatest uncertainty. So if you don't move these lines, you could be on the wrong side of the line and you can get a half inch ice. Okay, so that's what we're trying to point at. And even if we get up to an inch of ice, you still see the probabilities, even if it's only a 1% chance that you can see, at least, let's say, in the Jackson metro area or Natchez. The fact that that's a chance is a problem. So please prepare for a winter storm, for an ice storm, prepare for power outages, prepare to be sheltering in place for several days after this. Okay. So again, significant to extreme impacts are going to start later tonight and last through Sunday. It's going to be a long duration event. Please prepare for the ice storm. Primary precipitation types will be freezing rain with some sleet. Dangerous cold is expected for the weekend to early next week. We will be doing a Facebook Live later on this evening. We'll put that out on social media so everybody can look at that. We also will be doing more updates through the weekend. Have a good day.